9. Now, they stepped it up in their last match and actually qualified for the major. Now, it's time for Team Liquid to show if they could do the same here. They're going to be playing against Big on train for the PGL major qualifier. This is game 6 of today, and there are still potentially 3 more coming up, so you don't want to go anywhere. This is still a very excellent day and a lot of really good Counter-Strike for sure to come. And looks like a really quick rush towards the B-bomb side, or at least trying to catch someone at the corner.
Yeah, it's been a bit touch and go, and I understand why you'd be feeling a little bit leery about Liquid. But
look at the aggressive push coming out. Twist just moving all the way up, but Nitro, they've got them sandwiched in. Team Liquid leaving nothing to chance. Big are in so much trouble, and they don't even know it yet, but they certainly do now. JDM hitting 3 headshots, and Twist with the last 2. An undeniably brutal round of almost biblical caliber here. Just shutting it down.
It's a pistol, Anders. It's just a pistol. We don't need to start getting the Wrath of God in here just yet. But
listen, I'm ready.
Listen, if Liquid have the kind of level that they had yesterday when they utterly destroyed Hellraiser 16-2, okay then. You know, it's going to be a pretty tough challenge here for Big. I think everybody's point was, it's just everybody's a little skeptical about Liquid because they won on the first day, but it was in overtime versus Tyloo, and then they got destroyed by Penta 16-3 the next day. Now, however, after yesterday's performance, 16-2, we're starting to see a bit of a different Liquid. Question is whether Big are going to be able to measure up against that. I mean, if JDM is popping off already, they might be in a bit of a tight spot. Tabson getting tagged, wall bangs. I like it from Elish.
Just very slow and patient play coming out here.
That was Ali. Keep getting picked. Still not a whole lot for Team Liquid to go off of here, but they are holding fairly passively. And a shot on the Nex. He's flipping out. Where did he get shot from?
I think that was from C Connector, in fact. I think that's JDM trying to take a shot right at the edge. Nex does try and get the kill eventually. JDM will take him instead. And they're playing in positions, Liquid, that don't really allow for Big to do very much. So that's what you want to see. I mean, even Stan here is so far back, but it doesn't matter. Let him get the bomb down if that's what it comes to.
Yeah.
Just don't give up a lot of rifles.
I just want to see that kind of confidence. More of that out of JDM. Guy knows he's lit, goes in with the P250 to finish the job. It's like, okay then, JDM. If you're going to have that much faith in your ability to get frags, Liquid are going to be in a pretty good spot. The Liege and Twist decide to show up and join the show as well.
Absolutely. No one has died on Liquid yet in the first 2 rounds. Maybe Lagia can change it. With the Deagle, could maybe find JDM or headshot on someone else, but that's probably all it's going to be. Either way, he's going to have to die within the next 20 seconds, otherwise that's a huge mistake. And that's it. No kills for Big in the first 2 rounds. Doesn't happen every day. It's not completely unheard of, but it's a bit rare at least. 3rd round is going to be coming up, and because Big has not even got the bomb down yet, they can't buy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, kind of makes you wish that there weren't so many FAMASs on Liquid. There were a few more UMPs, just so they can keep farming up that money. But we'll see. If Nitro can get in a good spot, it's really going to come down to him and his positioning so that he can try and maximize that UMP while the getting's good. Heading out to A site, to be expected. Big, it looks like it's going to be the straight yellow B. Why not? Rush down, see if you can get that bomb planted. There was a flash, though, and it seems like that's kind of giving them cold feet. Instantly, they stop, they freeze.
They have a smoke on a flashbang, so JDM playing a bit of a dangerous game here. Gonna be falling back and trying to see if he can get the next angle. Finally, there's a kill happening in favor of Big. Just the one of the rounds so far. Nitro, even completely flashed, still picking up the shots, and that's 1 kill in 3 rounds for Big. Surely that's gonna change, but it's still pretty amazing to see that actually happen. That's a fantastic start for Team Liquid. They have had to rebuy pretty much only grenades. In fact, JDM is going to be able to buy the armor, sure. Yeah, all right. He was just waiting for it. I was getting worried for a minute that he had overcommitted to everything else. Mm-hmm. But he's got the AWP, and that's really good news. Now, let's see what Big can do when they have actual rifles.
That's a lot of money for Nitro. Nice round from him on the replay. Perfectly timed that flank from Pop Dog. But you're right, now it's rifle time. Little light on the nades just because for Tabson and Keeves, just because they haven't been getting those kills. No bonus money and aggression from Nitro charging in. Manages to steal the AK and get out as well.
JDM, don't think he should have missed that shot. I'm not sure if that smoke looked different. I mean, his monitor than did from the HLTV feed, but it certainly looked like he had a big opportunity to get Tabson killed then. Speaking of which, where is Tabson and those entry frags that we've been seeing from him in the tournament? It was not going to be this round. Did just curse him.
Yeah, nice nice job. Caster Curse.
Yeah.
Full effect.
Well, 5-3 now. Man.
He was so close, though, because JDM already ate some nade damage before. That was a split-second play there from JDM to stay alive. Well done. But two-man lead now in the 4th round for Team Liquid. And, well, Big, they aren't really trying to rush around here, trying to make a play. It seems like they're going to be content to sit and wait just a little bit longer. Gob B not finding anything for now.
40 seconds. It's very hard to figure out how to get back into a round like this when you're 2 men down. You just... For one thing, you've got one smoke to block off JDM's AWP. They've put that down towards Ivy, it seems, but JDM is actually in front of it. He's going to spot a bit of movement in main, and with 27 seconds, that's a good indication that something's going to happen on the A side. So now, rotation is starting to happen towards the A-bomb site. JDM hitting a headshot on Kiev, and it is done. God B going to fall to Elige, holding up in the sniper nest, and Nex, did he get another kill? 1 kill in 4 rounds surely is unacceptable, but that's exactly what's going to happen. 1 kill on Kiev.
This is a bit brutal, a bit hard to watch, Anders. I mean, this isn't even close right now. 4 rounds in, sure, we're at the very beginning of this, but in general, you want to try and keep these rounds just a little bit close. Right now, I mean, lots of money on Liquid, obviously, because they hardly have to rebuy. It's just JDM, who's sitting 7-0-1 right now, doing a lot of work. Yeah, that's what I was wondering. He had that good angle from to cover main, JDM. It's looking like, what, close bomb train this time around, and Big. They've got the pistols again. They're setting up for the smokes onto A, Nex and Kiev. So it looks like it's going to be that A play fairly quickly here, trying to get that bomb planted.
So not a bad idea. Oh, some great counter Molotovs coming out. As the wall of smoke is being counted down, they can't really reapply it, so now they're going to have to run through the smoke. An excellent flashbang, though, giving them a bit of a chance. A bomb is planted, or trying to be planted in front. Got B actually faking it and then falling back. The rest are pushing into B. I don't know what's happening any longer. Stan is going to pick up a frag now. They're coming down the ramp with the bomb as well, but they might have waited too long here. This could actually be a real problem. Nitro spraying down 1 and then 2. Goppy will get the bomb down eventually, but strange round coming out of Big.
Well, I mean, there was an element of chaos there. And he's still doing damage right now, God B, with that Tech 9. Nitro at risk. Eventually, they're just going to have to kill this guy, though. Still, 1 round, they managed to, you know, get up to 3 kills total, Anders. So, solid work.
And they got a bomb plant, you know. It's all slow steps, but at least they're walking in the right direction here.
I don't think we've ever seen that, though, where somebody goes up to A, gets the bomb plant, or he starts the bomb plant to make the plant noise and then backs off to rotate back towards B with the rest of his team. Like, that's just in an eco round where the only goal really is to get the bomb planted. So you get that bonus money for the next round.
Kiev has 2.8 ADR. We're kind of making a little bit of funny about it, but yeah, let's see if we can't get back into this game. I mean, it's 5-0, it's still pretty early on. It's just because they lost the first 5 rounds pretty heavily that it seems so ridiculous, but it can change quick. I'm not really panicked yet. Kiev is waiting, good angle here, and on the other side, lurking his way forward ever so slowly is JDM. He's crouched and crouching ever slowly further out. He really wants this angle. The thing is, even if he just stays here, that's quite a bit of information for Liquid to work with. They don't even need Twist to come out and help him. Twist can just leave him alone after a while.
Yep, or set up, he could set up some kind of flash or something, but that would be ineffective. Oh, is he going to jump across? We saw Pronax do this earlier, well, earlier in the tournament for Schneider, I believe. Pronax threw himself across just to give Schneider the angle with the AWP. JDM actually going to flash for himself. This is bizarre.
Nitro going down, got B with the opening. They've wasted a lot of time here, Big, but it might not be all for nothing. They get the opening frag. There is a flank coming in. Stan gonna go down to Legia. Now everything is looking much better. A bit of fire damage, but Kiev finds the kill against JDM. This time it was actually out in the A yard where JDM had fallen back to Twist and Elige. Don't think there's much they can do. Just save. Try and find the AWP if you can, especially Elige, who's over by there. Just pick that up, run away, and save it if possible. Great round from Big. That's about time, and now everything is kind of in order again, especially if they can pick up the next round after this.
No, it's really going to be a question of exactly how many kills Liquid can get on the exit here. And it looks like Tapson nearly got caught as well. Elige having a dance. We're in Spaghetti Western all of a sudden.
He did actually hit Tapson. Sorry, did he? No, that wasn't. That was someone else hitting Tapson. That must have been Twist.
Wasn't Tapson. That's Nex up there.
Yeah. Well, it's just that Tapson took damage exactly the same time that he fired it, so I was like, oh. But that must have been Twist with the AK instead.
Good save, though. They get 2 kills. They don't give it to Big for free.
Yeah.
And they manage to still hold on to the AWP for JDM, who is not the lowest in money, but who doesn't have a mountain of cash, not the same way that Nitro does or Twist. So there's it's just the small things like that. You want to save those big guns like that so that a little bit of money can be kept in. What is that? Arms floating in midair. That's the... I didn't know that they are allowed to have the new camouflage technology.
Yeah, brand new.
In CSGO, right? Have you seen that? The tanks where it's like LED screens. They're covered with LED screens and then cameras. And so it's just the camera's recording what's behind the tanks so that it shows on the side that you're looking at.
On the other side,
yeah.
I mean, why not? If you are America and you're investing 300 trillion every year into hardware, you've got to find somewhere to spend it, I suppose. Yeah.
Different guy this time.
Apparently, it's a mouse driver issue that causes sensitivity problems for Nitro. That's a rare one, I feel like.
Yeah, I haven't heard that one.
So that's interesting.
Long time.
Listen, while we're doing this, just because it's so early that it's kind of hard to talk too much about anything, it just seems like I would say if I was big, I would just at this point say, listen, the first 5 rounds were a wash now. We found something that works. We'll go back to work on that. You know, I think there's not much else to learn about it, really. It's just that the fact that they didn't get any kills looks so ridiculous, but, you know, now they're sort of back into it. But I think they are going to... They're going to sort out the mouse issues, and then we'll be back into it any second now.
It's the Razer Synapse.
Oh, indeed.
You know how that works, right?
I do know.
It's
interesting.
Mind-blowing.
It is interesting.
I still remember the face of the Valve devs when they're... Because you remember, it was DreamHack Winter 2014 when they'd created, like, that airtight, you know, everything. There's no access to the internet anywhere, right, because of the concerns of hacks. And then the players show up, and they're just like, yeah, but we kind of need access for our hardware.
We need this.
And the devs are just like, you need access to the internet for your mouse. Yeah. You're a pro player. Like, what?
That's how it works. That's how it works. It's been a learning experience for everybody, I think, setting up the whole system for it, you know.
Yeah. That's why Zoe for life, man. Just plug and play. Screw all that mouse driver crap.
No, I quite like those as well. You know, you did trigger me a little bit because you mentioned stealth in games, and I hate that. I actually hate it. I would say almost categorically all games that feature stealth are just not good. I just don't like it. Maybe single-player games is fine.
Yeah, single-player.
Yeah, you get away with it.
I mean, Titanfall 2 was some of the most fun I've had playing a game in a long time. That was such a sick game. Just everything about it, the atmosphere, everything. It was just awesome. But there was a guy in PvP who could go stealth mode, right?
Listen, I've never touched any Titanfall games. They looked stupid to me. I just can't.
For shame.
I think I was put off by that game because for a full week everyone was telling me how it was going to be the next big thing in esports, and all I could think is that was never going to happen. But
no, of course not, because it's a ripoff of COD, obviously. Like all of the mechanics in the game are just COD basically. But like the storyline and just the fact that you've got gigantic goddamn mech warriors launching missiles at each other. I mean, that part was pretty well done. The whole mech side of things was sick.
I'm just saying, no stealth. Never.
The problem is, like, I never understood why people played that stealth guy, because you could still see him. You could just see the outline of the guy running around. It was like Predator or something, you know? I was like, but you can still see him, you know? So he's not actually stealthed.
Well, fair enough, then. More of a reason not to have it.
But that single player for Titanfall 2, if you guys want a quick, very good campaign to just run through, a quick single player on Titanfall 2 was sick.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know. DDK was talking about Quake the other day. I don't know. I've heard mixed messages about Quake Champions coming out.
Well, you know, Dan is actually playing in a Quake team and is actually doing well.
Like
he is good. Obviously, Dan has a long history with the game. I think ESL are running some of the Quake stuff in the future.
All I know is that QuakeCon is like that's all the talk. It's like QuakeCon. Yeah. That $1 million that.
But it would be, in my opinion, in my estimation, assuming Dan isn't actually just playing at QuakeCon, but if he's not playing, you sort of almost got to have DDK doing the commentary and stuff like that for it. Like he's been there for a long time. Not the only one, but certainly quite a few people. Maybe James.
Those were the days Moldova, his cousin from Moldova. You remember those those days? Face it.
That actually has been a really long time. Yeah, most people have never heard Dan do that accent. Maybe we can get it on. It's amazing.
We have to, man. And if he's listening right now, he's like face palming. He's probably going to punch us in the face when he sees us at the hotel. But
these are the old days.
Yeah, we got to remind people of the old days every now and again, right?
So as you can tell, this is great camera work. We're getting literally the update. You can see the percentage back there in the corner, guys. So it's not just because we've lost our minds that we're talking about all these other things. Just because there's no point in hyping up the game for 10 minutes while they're sorting this out.
But that talking about throwbacks is what we used to do every night back in the beautiful days of DDoS when it was delays for 30 minutes at a time.
Oh God, yeah.
Shall I? I'm here. I'll give you a hug.
The DDoS days.
The DDoS days, man. That's the thing. It's like props to basically all of the tournament organizers now for being so incredibly on point when it comes to organizing and making these tournaments run smooth. It's very, hell, this is probably the longest technical break we've had so far this tournament, nearly. So, it's a 4-day tournament, non-stop games, and we've had hardly a pause at all. There was definitely...
this isn't something that as a tournament organizer you can really can't do anything about this anyway, so kind of out of your control. It looks like he's back in, and we should be good to resume. So thank you very much for sorting that out for the admin side, and also for Nitro. That's unfortunate. 5-1 is the scoreline, and it's Big versus Liquid. A bit of a rough start for Big, but like I said, I think it was like it was a bit blown up how much of a bad start it was. It's just because they didn't get any kills. But you could go 5-0 on this map and just be fine later on. But they kind of need to keep winning here. That's the big thing.
Thing is that they're up against the 5-0 right now, and they got to figure out how to deal with that. And they're struggling, man. They're struggling.
Someone in the corner shouting that 5-0,
whistling. I can't do the. We can't do the finger whistle into a studio mic. That'd probably kill everybody's ears.
Yeah, please don't. Finding his way down. I think we're missing a bit of audio, but apart from that, everything is smooth. It will be... They're actually being held a bit back there. They don't really want to challenge that corner all too much. Tabson is making his way down with Gobby as well. Going to be a 3-man push, it seems, down towards Popdog. And they're being allowed very far down. This is a different kind of defense being put up by Team Liquid, because it's very common for someone to be at that E-box where Tabson is looking, and that's why he's looking. But they're so far back on the map, Liquid, that Big aren't quite sure. They'd love an entry, but instead they're just going to go straight for it, running out. And here comes the grenade running towards the bomb site. Elige can't see a thing. He's fallen all the way back. Twist is down. Who just shot him in the face? Was that Stan?
That was confusing, that's for sure. But Nitro's still alive and fighting. Not going to be able to react in time. Somehow Gobby had an eternity to get that kill. Very slow to react there, Nitro.
We need a detective on the case. Who shot Stan in the face? Did it go through the hut in front?
Wait, no, Elige in the face. Because Stan was the one we went to, right? It must have gone through the hut. Or through the edge of the hut. Like, really the edge, the fine edge.
Yeah. It wasn't that much damage. Or even, I don't think it could have been a teammate that shot him, because I thought it would have done more damage. I am confused.
Oh, boy. Mad Hatter.
He's still alive. And now, Legia to take him down. 2-5 and moving into the 8th round. This is all great news for Big. They've done a lot of damage to Liquid's economy. In fact, the American team is using almost all of their money in this round. So that's potential eco territory here.
They kind of jumped up in the ADR as well. Like, starting to lead the way there for Big.
Yeah, Kiev has increased his ADR 15-fold. It's amazing. If he can do that again, then he'd really be topping it.
Whoa, Legia though. Where does he go? Caught in a lake of fire. Johnny Cash would be proud. But Elige, what is this? The double kill from him.
That's very impressive. That's almost the same as shutting down the whole round. Gobby did get one refrag, and Legia is so low on health. Even one kill right now in this situation would be great. He's flashed for the moment and just has to wait for someone else to make an opening. Kiev is trying with the AWP. He's down by the true seam, sort of looking everywhere right now, just hoping for it, and the jump comes in, and Kiev is quick to take down Nitro, and that allows Legia to move up a little bit. you can tell the communication is definitely here for Big.
Well, they're very quick about it. Godby would probably stress that. Him being a very tactical-minded in-game leader, he would want to make sure that his team is on top of that sort of thing because it's kind of essential for good CS. But this waiting game is going to have to come to an end eventually. 40 seconds left on this clock. They need to have a little bit of time to maneuver with here, but JDM decides to back off, and Godby not quite sure. Seems like he's a little worried about Sniper.
Oh, moves up, does see ahead, then the Molotov comes in. And actually, they can't stop this bomb plant from going down. That's quite impressive from Big. I didn't even think they'd get close to the site, but they have. And Godby, is he ready for it? The boost going in on the other side. They're not making enough noise for Godby to hear that. This is interesting. They might be able to win this. In fact, Godby gets a kill on one. Still moving up with the AK. Second kill comes in for him, and there's the spray down. The quad kill coming in from Godby, shutting down Team Liquid, making it 5-3, and crushing their economy as well.
3 rounds in a row, that's what it'll do. Even if you have one of the best economies going, it would be tough to keep buying if you take 3 rounds like that with no saves. Elige, though, that was a sick opening from him. Just the fact that, exactly, right here, that was the turning point. What a shot from Heath, but Nitro trying to peek for info, getting punished, that wrecked it.
Now, for those of you who are watching the... Oh, wow, Kiev is excited. For those of you watching the Immortals game earlier, so you must be able to tell a really big stylistic difference between this T side and the Immortals one, even if they're different maps, you know. This idea of pushing in, they trade 2 for 2, and then the whole game comes to a halt on the T side. They just don't do anything for a very long time. And, I mean, it might not seem like a lot. It might seem like Liquid's response is also just to not do anything, and then in that sense it's equal, but it isn't. For Liquid, there must be a lot of talk and a lot of communication on that CT side to try and figure out what the hell is going on. Like, are they still there? You know, that's why Nitro jumps, you know. It's like, I must see if someone's there, and that's all they wanted, so... It's quite stressful to play against.
Yeah, that's where the punish comes in. Well, we've got the Molotovs going down. Didn't use the deep molly, though, so Nitro, he could still kind of camp around here if he wants to. But it does look like Big want to head towards this B site with 50 seconds left in the round. There will be a very quick flank coming in from Pop Dog, and who is the lucky fellow who's alone on the site? It's going to be Stanislaw. Does manage to back out just in the nick of time, however.
Pushed quite far back at the moment. Tabson playing close. Haven't really seen too much out of Tabson just yet. But we are only halfway into the first half, so there's still time. And usually when we call people out, it means they play way better. He's getting shot in the back, though, which is disappointing. And when he turns around, he gets shot in the back again.
Not like this.
What is life?
Oh, God. Oh, God. They know exactly where Godby is as well. 1v2. JDM's got an AK at least. Oh, they line up!
Another quad kill for the legend. That's unbelievable. Elige and JDM just thinking he's trapped, he's caught in the corner, we'll go run him down. And then they just get wrecked.
They line up and feed themselves to him. Unbelievable. Oh, I mean, back-to-back clutches for Godby. That's a feel-good moment, but...
Right about now is when Moses is sliding that bandana down over his eyes and saying,
please.
Go to sleep, Moses. Go to sleep, Moses.
Unbelievable.
This is ridiculous.
Were they not communicating? Did they just decide to take the fight? I don't know. That's bizarre. Yeah. Tough break for Liquid.
I mean, they didn't have an infinite amount of time because I don't think they had a defuse kit, right? So they really did need to be quick about it. It's just a bit silly, but you know, in a different timeline, he would have just got 1 kill and died, right? So not the one that we're on, though.
Well, the one we're on is involves Big being 1 round away from tying it up. Bit of a coordinated hit, perhaps, here towards the B site. The nades are definitely going out. Legia has shown himself on upper. Stand with the HE, but they commit, and only just now do they commit. It's Tabson leading the way, but the bomb should be on that bomb site in just a second. Taking their time with it. What's Godby waiting on?
I was about to say, I love this from Tabson. I mean, all the way up until we jumped up on the train. That was madness. But the first part about holding the ramp that close is definitely very cool. Legia trying to crouch under the spray, not getting hit. Setting up for an underhand throw right through the smoke. This could be massive. And he's going to be taking down JDM, turning around, but can't get Nitro in time. Godby is out. So no more quad kills for him. Key falling back next, still has a Molotov, and they don't have a smoke to stop it with. This could be what kills Liquid in the round. Kiev is moving up with the AWP close range. Bomb has been tabbed once. They don't have a kit on it. Is there any Molotov coming in? Instead, is the headshot from Kiev with a pistol. And it will be Big, winning 5 rounds in a row. And Liquid, what are they doing?
The low buy, man. Not having a single smoke for that defuse.
Yeah, that's rough.
Forces them to go aggressive, forces them to try and take it to them. And there's the timeout. Looks like Zeus has decided enough is enough. We need a bit of a breather here. And it's going into a half-buy round as well. So they can go for some Tech 9s, or some Tech 9s in Kevlar, but they can go for some 5.7s in Kevlar. And,
yeah.
And maybe try and set a trap somewhere. They haven't really been going aggressive, though, Liquid. That is one thing that you have to notice. You know, they seem to be very happy with static kind of holds. Not pushing. Well, they pushed Ali, and that was JDM at the beginning, but that was pretty much the only bit that we've seen. Otherwise, it's been aggressive holds in Pop Dog, but not pushing Pop Dog or
they
had pushing Brown Holes.
They had one Ivy, and then they had one time where they still let AK on Brown Holes. That's pretty much it out of 10 rounds, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're right. They could try and follow up. Even just having a more forward defense on A would help out. If they would just push up to E-box or something like that, and even that could be interesting. Stan making a nice line right behind Legia, which is not what
it's a Hollywood movie.
Yes. Oh, and Elige goes down as well. Wasn't it on this map last time that Stan went completely out of control and got, I don't know, 18 kills in 7 rounds or something ridiculous?
He was leading. That was last time we saw them play on Train, when everything seemed to just work right. It was against Hellraisers, and I think the end of the score was like 16-2 in favor of Liquid. And yeah, that was just like the stand show. But then what was also crazy about it is that it was Twist who was bottom fragging. Everybody else was showing up into like the mid-high teens. And so it's like, well, there's just no oxygen left, right? You know, Twist just didn't have anything to work with. Everybody else was doing the work before he could even get into the fight.
I really want to see Liquid push forward this round. Like, they have JDM, let him cover Ivy, then have the rest move forward towards E-box and try and keep Liquid back so that they can't set up in the same way. I think that their defense on A is too withdrawn, and it's giving a bit too much space for Big to work with. They are doing the same kind of setup here, which is disappointing. Or at least to me. I don't know about the rest of the world, but
yeah, no, 4 on A, passive holds. And JDM is trying to look towards main for that kill again. And it's Twist who's holding Alley. Oh yeah, they are just sitting and waiting. They're really allowing Big to set the pace here. And what a shot from Next. Wallbang through his teammate, but that doesn't matter. He gets the kill. JDM brings it back, however, finds Tabson. And Elige chiming in. And so this is actually a man advantage now for Liquid. A 2-man advantage.
A disjointed attack from Big as well. This time they don't slow it down after the initial engagement. They keep pushing, and Liquid is ready to take the fight, but so is Legia, and Kiev hits a shot on JDM. It turns from a 4 versus 2 into a 2-on-1. Nitro at least has the health, but that's a ridiculous turnaround. They had that round, Liquid. It was done, and then it wasn't.
And then it wasn't. And now Nitro's stomping, but he has no idea. Legia's waiting right around the corner for him. This is that 50-50 guess. Which one's it going to be?
It's the AWP waiting for him, and Key will take him down. Double kill for the player at the end. 7-5. 7 rounds in a row. This is godlike right now from Big.
The coach behind, you know, like hand over his heart, like, breathe. Yeah, you can't account for this. That's the longest spray of Legia's life, and yet somehow he converts it into 2 kills. Chaotic.
Excitement all around on the, I guess, partly German side.
All right,
on the German-speaking side.
Yeah, German-speaking side, yeah, that's fair. Bit of a mix over there. But so this, I mean, well, go ahead, because I'm just fairly impressed with how Big have managed to just clamp it down here.
Listen, I would say the 6 first rounds, a lot of credit to Big in terms of finding the right sort of pace and slowing down everything. That last round, they should not have won. I mean, there's just no other way to put it. That was just some craziness. But everything else has been really up to par for Big. We'll see if they can repeat that. I think they should have kept to the same strat as they would earlier. Like, as soon as they traded the first kill and they were 4-on-4, just slow down. Wait. see what Team Liquid do. But what happened is, I think Nex was pushed up so far towards the bomb train that he wanted to continue the fight. You know, he said, "I'm gonna go and peek." He got killed, and then that's when the round should have ended, basically. Well, one person on A holding alone, which is Stan, with just a 5-7 and an HE grenade. Liquid, almost no tools to try and win this round with. No chance here for Nitro. Elige, they get a bit of damage in, and JDM did at least get a kill on someone. But they're quite far out on towards the bomb site, and Twist with the scout. Close quarters combat, hits a headshot on Goppy. What? Gets another one, taking down Tabson. He can't really reload the gun in time, and Stan has also gone down, but that's really quite impressive. JDM, he's got the element of surprise, I think. Or not.
Wow, yeah, that's such a map awareness coming in from Kiev. Just peeks into the angle with the AWP, finds the shot, makes it look easy, and there I was starting to think, Liquid maybe can get a lucky break here. Maybe they can turn it around thanks to Twist hitting 2 insane shots at the scout. That could be the moment. Sadly, he wasn't able to get the third one there. Had Twist hit that flick on the last one, that would have been just insanity. One of the biggest plays that we've seen so far this tournament.
And now Big are taking the timeout.
Time to calm down.
This is very interesting. Just, I mean, the adoption of this kind of timeout has been very quick from the first instantiation of it until it now being a bit more mainstream, and then you have to assume that soonish there's gonna be a lot more of it, maybe. Very interesting. Bit of a calm situation here for Big. I mean, winning 8 rounds in a row, you're doing something right.
This is just a real test for Liquid because of this very slow style that we see here from Big. I mean, look at this. Big, they begin the push, and it's like, what, 13 seconds left on the clock? God, B got his head taken off at 10 seconds. Just cutting it way too close. We'll see if it's going to be more of the same here, because this is a buy round for Liquid. And do they attempt to go for the aggression again? Stan is holding close. I think he was far back enough to dodge that early flash, but we do have JDM rotated over with the AWP to back him up. So he isn't alone anymore.
Flash, jump, and peek almost all at the same time, but not going to get the kill. Look at the defense though over on the A side. This is why what I was talking about earlier. Elige and Nitro now far enough up that they can get at least some information about what's going on this map. They know that there's no one setting up in main, so all of this noise here towards PopDog is just a little bit less of a sell for Team Liquid. They must be thinking, there's no one in main. We've heard only one person down here. Elegia will go down to JDM. I think Liquid have a much better read in this round about what's happening.
It's 3 on A, 2 on B, and they're pretty close to connector right now on B as well. That's that one, the nade combination over towards Alley from Big, from Tabson, I think is what's causing Liquid to hesitate here just a little bit. But Elige's now rotated into PopDog. They'll be able to get out fairly quick. JDM missing a shot that seemed like it would be a pretty easy one to pick up.
Oh, ready and waiting. Elige gets one. Doesn't even let Goppin hit the floor before he's dead. Elige goes down afterwards, but Kiev in a 1 versus 4 here. With 15 seconds left, and he is running right into the middle of the yard. Goes down, and Liquid will find a 6th round, moving into the 15th. Let the bodies hit the floor. Yeah,
I wish we could get a close-up of the terrorist's face at that point when when Kiev died and you saw his model. Just like his face kind of sums up that round right there.
No.
Yeah, it's just like, I guess this is what happens now. Because right now, I mean, we are in the 15th round, last round of this first half, 8-6 for Big on T-side train. But that last round, again, just perhaps overcomplicating matters instead of just rushing B when they decided to commit. Trying to rotate back to PopDog. That was exactly what Elige was hoping for. And again, rinse and repeat. Even gets the second one. Elige is a monster right now. He has set his team up to get that 7th round in this first half.
Oh, that's the kind of Elige we need just a lot more of in this game.
A bit of a shame that they weren't in position to get the punish on PopDog there. That Molotov forcing Liquid out of PopDog would have been perfect for Kiev with that AWP to be just sitting and waiting to pick him off.
Yeah, you're right. That would have been very interesting. Good shot from Kiev, though, now that you mention it. Elige gets another one for the triple. Tabson and Kiva left. Liquid just need to hold on here. Should be hearing the bomb going down any second now. Tabson, pretty good plant position for him, I think. Not going to be able to get shot in the feet or anything else like that. See what they can do. Kiev has fallen back towards Pop Dog, which is all right, except for the fact that they've got a lot of grenades, but he gets the kill. There's some Molotov here, so JDM, if he gets into position to throw it, that's it, game over. Kiev now has to move out, and behind the E-box, he actually gets out. How did they let this happen? He's got the pistol. The Twist will still take him down, but the fact that he gets out alive there, ooh, that's a little bit too scary. 7-8 in the first half in favor of Big. They win 8 rounds in a row in the middle of the half, and then that's it. That's all they need. See what Liquid can do. This is a very open game. Anyone can win this still.
Yeah, definitely feel like anything is possible at this point. Because you have Twist who's woken up fully. Tabson, though, is surprisingly quiet right now for Big. He hasn't had that high an impact first round. It's been a lot of Gabi, a lot of Kiev. Not so much Tabson. So we'll see if that changes now that he's on the CT side. We've certainly seen that he's quite capable when he gets an M4 to just go to work. Whereas for Liquid, yeah, Twist and Elige, those are the two heavy hitters that you really want, you know, firing on all cylinders. And sure enough, the both of them, they're in the fight now. Now we have to see, though, pistol round. Are they going to be able to do it? Liquid won the first half pistol. If they can actually pick up the second one, this is going to be big.
Stan weirdly flirting with the ladder. Twist just a drive-by on Kiev, and Stan is eventually going to make his way down right into that USP of next. Now the charge is on. Twist finding another kill and even picking up a third in that round. Elige gets one, and Ledger comes in with a big kill, taking 2. He hasn't even reloaded yet. He knows there are 2 more targets close by, and he's trying to survive. He's out of bullets, and he's going to go down. Liquid winning a big round.
The reaction says it all. That reaction there, man. You know, and he was dead on as well. 2 more bullets, and he'd have probably had that kill. And then anything is possible if it's a 1v1. But not today. Liquid will win both pistols on this map. They tie it up 8-8. This isn't an elimination match, just to remind you all. Both of these teams are 2-1. 2-1, rather, in their standings. You need 3 wins to move on to the major. So that's what both of these teams are fighting for now. But if they lose, it's not over yet. We have another 3 best-of-1s coming up after this one to settle all of the ties that are possible here. All those 2-2 teams.
Those games are going to be just gut-wrenching, and all of them will be with Sedokist and Henry G.
Sedokist?
Sedokist. I love it. His name could be pronounced in so many different ways. We had an American producer from ESCA who called him that. Cameron, I think.
How?
Cameron. Sedokist? I don't know. This is just funny to me. I found it to be hilarious.
I mean, the guy is obviously never heard of sadomasochism or anything like that. But
don't go there.
Yeah.
I'm warning you.
Listen, Sado, he has special needs. No, not special needs. What is it again? The 50 Shades of Grey. I was like, I have special interests.
Listen, I haven't read the book, but I don't think that's what it was about.
No, it's that meme that was going around. Everybody was coming up with different things that he needed or whatever. I don't know, man.
There's room for photoshops here if you're interested in merging Sadofist and 50 Shades of Grey. I'm certainly looking forward to that. Kiev has gone down. He was trying to be real sneaky, walking up Ivy in towards CT or T-spawn, sorry, and he did get caught eventually, which is just disappointing for Big, who has actually invested quite a lot into this round. Let's see if they're going to get anything out of it. Tabson picks up a kill there, taking down Nitro. Next in a lot of trouble. Still doing remarkable work, taking down Elige. And now the flank is coming in. Got B with a kill on 1. 13 seconds left. Where's that bomb plant going to happen? The bomb is down with 10 seconds. It's a disaster for Team Liquid. Twist now in a 1-on-3. He may well be a magician, but this is just too much to handle. He's going to take 1 kill, and there's only 1 second left. He dies to Legia, and Big are going to win the round. What a round that was. That's incredible for Big.
Oh, if he'd have just held off 1 second on the shot there, Twist would be screwed out of the money. Instead, he still gets his 2 grand. But, yeah, Anders, this isn't pretty right now for Liquid. You can't just win the pistol, tie it up, and lose the following to Big. Come on now. This is really setting Big up to get a strong start now. Although it will be the force buy coming right back into it from Team Liquid. JDM, of course, is going to save his money because no matter the outcome, he wants that off as quick as possible. But The rest of them, I mean, Twist in particular, we've seen what he can do. Up close with the pistol, it can get pretty brutal.
Yeah, and on the B-bomb side, especially because they're holding close. You know, if they're holding far back, I'm less worried for Big. I'm thinking, yeah, they just, you know, at the worst, the bomb goes down, but then they snipe them away.
Yeah.
When you're holding this close, it can either be great and you just get the UMP kills, but if you lose these two players, you can lose the whole round right away. So half the team backs off, the other half goes in.
What is that?
Don't know about that. Certainly a bold move. We'll see how it works out. Tabson does get a kill as well, but they do actually make the kills back. That's quite interesting. And Big now, 3 versus 3 for the retake. This is a bit sketchy, although that's a monstrous grenade.
Yeah, I don't know, Cotton. It wasn't wasn't too pretty there, the bold move.
Oh.
We got the plants, that's for sure. Nitro, long range. What is this with that UMP? Actually making even more money here. And eventually, Next will be able to pick up one, but Nitro now point blank with the Tech 9. Not going to react in time. God B never stops running. Just charges him down.
That's dangerous, and it's hard to say because they got the 2 kills anyway, but it's so frustrating to see half the team reacting to that Molotov with falling back. And actually, it was the guy behind the sort of the most forward guy who actually kept running. And then the first guy fell back, and then the guys behind him were like, "Ah, well, just go."
For shame, JDM, for shame. Letting your teammates sacrifice themselves.
10-8. What was the phrase we just popped on the desk? Intelligent baiting. Thanks, Moses, for introducing that term to us. Now everyone's going to be using that excuse. I like Yanko's line. I'll bring it up again. There's a fine line between good teamwork and baiting.
I like that one better. I like that one better.
We'll call it intelligent baiting, I guess, is a quick way to sum it up. But yeah, that's going to be everyone's excuse now.
No, but if it had worked,
it would have been intelligent.
Isn't that the usual? Well, full smoke execute onto the A side. Unfortunately, Gabi is here, and he will only get the 1 kill with that UMP up close. That's the bomb recovered for JDM. And JDM now with that UMP, we'll see if he can actually pick up a kill. For him as the Opera, that would be huge.
Yeah, that'd be a bit of a win. Next reading the situation is very well done. He was even crouched so that if Poppy had come running, sort of shooting out of the smoke, he would have not really hit anything. So that's a smart play from Next. 11-8, and the 20th round now coming up. AWP on JDM, in spite of not really getting the UMP stack there. He's still working on it, and yeah, just a 3-round gap here. Still way too close to call it, but obviously from Liquid's point of view, having won the pistol in the second half, it's really frustrating that they're not the ones with 11 rounds.
This is their chance to turn things around, right? They got that AWP on JDM. He had a strong start at the half, at the beginning of the first half, so we need to see him start to come alive here. If he can start getting some kills with that AWP on the T side, will only help his team more. Nice nade onto Elige, and a bullet does the trick as well. He's down. Man advantage now for Big, and Big with the aggressive setups.
Oh, damn. They spotted Legia, and that flashbang failed. Legia in just a lot of trouble. Maybe?
Are you kidding me?
Still alive? How is that possible?
Kill him! Unbelievable.
I guess it just wasn't his time.
He looks as shocked as we do. How?
I just don't know. I mean, that's so mad.
Go buy a lottery ticket tonight, Legia. It's a lucky day.
20th round here, still 45 seconds on the clock, and Kyiv holding quite far back with the AWP. It's a really good position when there's not that much time left here, because they're just going to have a hard time digging him out and throwing smokes to block his AWP. Now that he's rotating back here, maybe even more of a hard time. They only have 1 smoke left, and Stan has at least seen one of them flashes in. If he could just capitalize on this, Stan gets the 1, he continues to spray. Could have been a triple, but I don't think he actually saw Next the first time around now. 17 seconds, and Gob running through the smoke. Legia now surviving that earlier battle in a 1-on-2.
Let's see, 5 HP, it's all possible. Now he knows where the 1 is, but he's been spotted out by Nitro. Unfortunately for him, wasn't able to get lucky twice. Oh, they do save 1 AWP. Okay, Nitro managed to pick 1 up for JDM, so that still works just fine. It was Twist to find the shot on the man sniper.
Yeah.
So not even Stan. Stan only the 1 kill.
And I think if we saw that replay from Stan's point of view, I suspect his weapon model was probably blocking you know, from him from seeing Nex, which is really unfortunate. That will happen low. 9-11 and yeah, Liquid. I don't know. I don't know who's going to win this game. This is so open now.
Still going for those timeouts, just like Big did. You know, you win a big round. Now looks like Liquid want to try and see if that will work for them as well, slowing down the pace a little bit, getting a bit of a breather. And I think important, you know, to get Zeus involved as well. Let him have a quick say, seeing as how he can only talk during these timeouts.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if... The problem is, I think Zeus will be really valuable now if Liquid have a feeling that, you know, that they're not in a good spot. They're not in a great spot, we can all agree on that, but this is perfectly winnable. And I hope Zeus is reminding them that. And listen, you know, this is fine, we can do this. We've got everything we need, basically, in this particular game. So just continue to grind out those rounds. Pushing down towards Ivy is Keeve, and he had no backup at all. He still wins the fight against JDM. And Keeve is now almost head-to-head with Stan, who's on the other side again. Keeve trying to make his escape, and just like Legia, he makes it back out. More health, though. So, great start.
I'm impressed with their ability to survive at Alley right now. Big back-to-back rounds where Liquid have been robbed. This time it's JDM, so it's got B. I mean, this is interesting. Deciding to go aggressive in A main will give him a lot of info. If they start stomping around out there, heading up into Whitehalls.
Oh, gotta be careful. But this kind of forward setup is what I was trying to, or sort of hoping that Liquid would do pretty much the whole first half, and they never did, except for one round where they pushed in, right? Legia with a nice kill. Flashbang set up from a teammate. They've got everything going on for them right now. This is perfect play.
Yep, they're setting it up nicely. It's Liquid now who are struggling mightily to see if they can come back into this. Stan has got that AWP. And they still have a decent nade count, actually, to work with as well. The one thing that they lack is time. 30 seconds left on this clock. And they're going to start heading towards that B site. 2 players set up, however, here for Big, so it's not going to be wide open at all. Stan
down the ramp. Twist trying to lead his way in. They really need a kill, but not of the teammate variety. Tabson does also go down to Nitro, so it's at least a 2-on-3. Stan is not going to get the bomb plant down, but that's all he could do. Get shot in the back, and Nitro couldn't even actually stop that from happening. He's now up on the high ground, 1 versus 3, but they don't have a smoke. They have an AWP, though. I was going to say that at least they couldn't, you know, smoke him from killing the defuser, but that was always going to be hard for Nitro anyway, so good round for Big, 12-9. They make it work.
You know, it's all right, Stan, right? Because at least you got the kill through your teammate. But, you know, you get in Stan's way, man. You're going to get messed up. It's as simple as that.
I think that's the right attitude, you know?
Yeah.
That's how you claim your authority as the captain of the team. Just,
you know, he did exactly. Look at this. You know, Twist never saw it coming, just like Optic.
oh man,
You like that one? It took a little bit. It took a little bit for that one to sink in.
Oh man, that was interesting. All these camera shots of the reactions are just amazing. Molotov reins into the corner, but not actually far enough. Twist just going to be waiting here instead. Can he find an opening headshot with the Deagle? He tried it once. Still alive and kicking, while the rest of the team are going to get the bomb plant on the B bomb site. Great win so far, but it quickly turns around. Nitro taking down Tabson, but should still be an easy enough round for Big to win here. Stand on the bomb side with the Glock. Not the best weapon.
No, but a bomb ticking away, so at least he has that $800. Sure enough, just, you know, it's possible when there was no chance really, but still a success as far as Liquid are concerned. The only issue here is that Big are now within striking distance of winning this best of 1 and going on to the major, 13-9. And so Liquid, I mean, if you have anything to show, now's the time. If you lose this round, it's going to get nasty for you. Money has all been spent. You've just got Nitro, who's got money, but that's because he hasn't actually gone ahead and bought yet. So there's nothing left here for Team Liquid. It's all or nothing now. I'm curious to see if they're going to be ready. If Big are going to have the cojones to go aggressive in this round, Anders, that would be nuts. But there's 4 on A very early on, and Legia, sure enough, straight down to the entrance to Alley. Look at this. Looking for that fight. Oh, boy.
Oh, this is risky, but he goes for the spray. Nearly gets Nitro as well. That could have been it. He sees that JDM is there too, so he spotted 2 players outside of A. Maybe that could be some info to work off of.
The heart attack.
Yeah, absolutely.
For Stan. Like, what? Where is this guy coming from? Why?
Stan is having a really tough game as well. 7 kills on him.
Nothing like the one versus Hellraisers, that's for sure.
Look at this setup here for Big. Once again, not interested in holding the B bomb site. They've got the AWP on Kiev.
They have no smokes. Liquid, they have no smokes. Oh, come on, Kiev.
Ooh. Gonna get a second chance. 2 strikes. Can he get the third as well? That's a problem, because if you're holding that far back, that's sort of what you're saying. You say, if you just get 1 kill, that's it. Retake 4 versus 3, that's fine. Now, it's 4 versus 4, and that's quite a different matter. And good news for Liquid. They've managed to push up quite far on the sidewalk towards that ramp. That's really important utility to have here. Tabson does get the refrag there on Elige. But JDM swift with a reply. Tabson gets 1 more kill. Now they need to stop him. A 3rd kill coming in from Tabson. Maybe he just can't be stopped at all. Twist now up here. 1 versus 2 again. They don't have the grenades, and he takes Tabson down. And that might be it. In fact, Kiev has got no chance at all. He gets the kill, and even then he can't get the round. The bomb is going to blow up, and doesn't take him with it, but at least it's a round for Liquid. 10-13. And Twist has got 24 kills. Van Dolken is back.
Dude. Hey, Canada Day as well for him, gotta say.
It's very true.
Gotta be a bit of a reminder there. Well, I mean, it's Canada Day yesterday.
Okay.
I kind of feel bad for Kiev, though, gotta say. Because that's a tough situation that will throw you off if you miss 2 shots. Really, that should be like 100% for you. When the whole point of you being back there is to hit just that shot. Still, this works. Again, going aggressive towards Pop Dog and Electric, and this time Gobby and Nex are rewarded. 2 quick kills at the start of the round, and that leaves Liquid in a very awkward spot. They've used a lot of utility to get out this far as well, Anders. They've got nothing left. Gobby and Nex again.
Beautiful round coming out. If he had more bullets, that would have been a kill on Nitro for sure. Gobby from the bomb train like that, he can see under the smoke, so you can just see the legs of the guy coming in, and Leggy with a knife, taking down Nitro, slice and dice. And he could see he was yelling, he was so excited then. 14-10, Big 2 rounds away from making the major tournament.
I love it, because Legia, they're sitting on the left. You saw when Legia started shouting, let's go. He's shouting through that wall straight into Liquid on the other side of it. I love it.
Yeah.
I mean, the guys have got the headsets on, but they're sitting right next to each other. Might be able to hear just a little bit of that.
Oh, I think you can, yeah. And, I mean, I don't know. People are divided on this topic, but I actually think that's something that's slightly missing from big stage Counter-Strike, is that the teams are so far apart, they can't interact at all.
Absolutely.
I sometimes wish there was more, you know, a bit more sort of personal fight in it. I really like it. Let's go. Yeah. 14
That's right, man.
to 10.
You just won a big round. You shank them, no less. Definitely rub it in. Definitely get in their heads.
Absolutely. If you can, then that's what you do.
There's no friends here when you're on the server. You guys can, you know...
Chill outside afterwards, yeah.
Exactly. Chill outside afterwards and be like, oh, okay, that's cool. But when you're in the game, you're doing everything you can to win at this point. 2 rounds away from the major.
Tabson, who was missing for a large part of the first half of this game, but he's right back into it. He's had some great rounds, playing a good game right now. Next, we'll pick up JDM and continue on a little bit further, and even actually Gobby has got quite a few frags in this game, which is something that normally is almost like the weak link of this team, is that they've got 4 people that get kills, and then Gob is great with the tactics, but missing a bit. In fact, Gobby's top fragging. It's 21 kills on Big. Only outdone by Twist on the other team.
Yeah, it is a bit of a Pronax situation with Gobby. But, a Pronax, a Blade, you know, the kind of classic in-game leaders.
Yeah, but this is just my opinion. I can't prove this, but I think I would take that loss in firepower when it comes to Gobby, because I think he's that good at the tactics. I think he's an actual genius when it comes to coming up with strats. So I would do it.
But you just, yeah. I mean, you just love Gobby, man. That's it. It's like,
Yes.
The two players that you love the most, I think, are Markelov and Godby.
It's close. Neo is another one.
Okay, fair enough.
High on my list.
Yeah, but who can't love Neo?
Yeah, it's true. That is unfair. It's an exceptionally lovable human being. 26th round, and we'll see what happens. It's not done yet. Liquid are fighting for overtime, but the sad thing from their point of view is they just don't have the weaponry to try and take that fight with. And the way that Big has been playing, they haven't allowed for Liquid to go for those big, flashy setups. On B, yes. Then, you know, they're holding a bit further back. Not in this round, obviously, but on A especially, they've been so aggressive that it's hard for Liquid to get into, you know, positions where they can throw a lot of smokes and then run out and put the bomb down and fight for the afterplant. Like, they get shut down before they even get there. And that's, I think that's a hard nut for Liquid to crack right now. They don't know how to break that.
Well, shots? No, not quite. Tapson, aggro, Brown Hall, sure enough, finds the spray, and that's the bomb down as well. That throws a bit of a wrench in things here for Team Liquid. They're going to have to rotate back around to pick that up. And all three remaining players, well, 4 total, but the 3 who are over towards A, they are making their way towards B, so it looks like this is going to be the end goal.
Oh, yeah. Look at this flank. Last time resulted in a knife. This time, it might result in qualifying for the major tournament. That's an enormous amount of information here being given to the big team. Starting to move over. Gob and Tapson are already there, and at least Gob B has an actual Molotov. So with 38 seconds, if they throw flashbangs now to get in, he's going to drop the Molotov, and that's almost going to be the round. Legia sneaking in with the M4. He sprays down one, goes for a second. He eventually goes down, but you've got to think that's game over. Stand and twist. How do you get back out of this? More smokes coming in. They're running into the cross of the fire as well, right into Tapson. He's going to take down one, and now it's Stan. In a 1-on-3 with 15 seconds left, he's got no chance, not even to put the bomb down here. Far-reaching grenade when he comes back in. Godby's there to take him down.